Welcome to Framework Fortune Crypto, and welcome back, you wonderful individuals in the Framework Fortune community. Boy, it has been a wild day, wild week, really a wild last couple of weeks, in all the markets. It's just been nonstop crazy. That's probably why I look crazy, because I'm covering all markets, or at least the majority of them, while all this chaos is going on. Seeing the Russian ruble crash, stock market here in the USA still dropping. You know, it's not collapsing all at once, but it's been dropping. Ethereum and Bitcoin were looking good, but like I was saying, they had to get up over this 200-day moving average. They were rejected at the downtrend. That both of them were hitting those strong resistance lines. We still aren't to the tip of this triangle of consolidation on Ethereum, though. You can see where it's pulled back. It's still so far holding above 2600, holding right at the bottom of these bodies of this candle here, or both these candles is where it made a double bottom. So we know this has been strong support. We can assume a trend line, something like this. And I think that's about it as far as we're going to go down on Ethereum. Maybe we may go down to 2,500 and test again. Here's the thing, if we do go down to 2,500 and we crack through it again and we don't immediately come back up like we did on this wick, then we may be going into a bearish crypto market. But I just don't think so, because there's still altcoins breaking out. You think Bitcoin's going to go to 30K? Let's look at it. Like I said, Ethereum has an uptrend in the short term, but it still has to break its downtrend. Like if it rebounds from here where it's at, this is not a big deal. This pullback was just a little rejection and we should bounce. But this trend's got to hold. And it's the same thing on Bitcoin. So I don't think it's going to go down to 30,000. I mean, we have the trend line here. It is possible. You know, I'm not the biggest bull of Bitcoin. And there is a difference here. You see, Bitcoin did drop back below all the moving average, got rejected at the 200-day moving average. This big red one. So if it can hold the trend line, which is around 38,000, it could even dip a little bit lower to 35,000 like it did here, as long as it rebounds immediately, you know, same day, back above the trend line. So that's the thing. We can even now at this point. I think we could even draw it more. Something like that. For the uptrend. Yeah. So, I mean, Bitcoin's still uptrending. I do not like, though, how the 10-day is pointed down. It's actually, Bitcoin is kind of looking bearish today, more than it has lately. One thing that's a big difference is the moving averages with Ethereum are still pretty close together. So it wouldn't take much, you know, for this is Bitcoin. I thought I clicked on Ethereum, but there's a space. Notice, remember the space here. This big space between the 50 and the 10 and the 200. Not quite as crazy looking on Ethereum. Where'd you go, Ethereum? Yeah, right there you are. Actually, there is that big space between the 50 and the 200. 200 has moved. it definitely, you know, right now it definitely looks bearish across the market, but I'm not. There's these uptrends, and like I said, Ethereum with this 2,500 support. Bitcoin, as long as it's holding the trend line, this kind of new trend line we have marked out here, because this is a sloping channel. So a lot of times channels, which is what this pattern is called, this drawing. A lot of times channels will be flat with a flat top. But some instances we see channels that will slope upwards and we see channels that will slope downwards. So this on the long time frame of Bitcoin from December 20th to now is a big sloping channel. And there's plenty of examples. I'm going to take like this right here was a sloping channel, but it was to the downside, right? But it was a shorter term sloping channel. You know, that's a short term sloping channel inside a big overall sloping upward channel. It is concerning that we are getting this little M. But again, even if Bitcoin goes down, I don't think Ethereum and altcoins are going to get hit. I still think we're going to see some heat. I mean, there's going to be, what's it look like on the weekly? Yeah, it's the same thing. I can actually on the weekly I can adjust that trend line to about perfect where it should be. Yeah, right there's the bottom of the trend line. Because look at these bodies of these candles. This is an ugly candle for this week, but this week is not over yet. Now we're pushing down, but actually this is a bullish candle pattern right here, possibly, depending on how this week closes on Bitcoin. Just looking at this as a candle pattern. Where's my little, there we go. Get my highlighter. So, right, that was just ridiculous. I don't know what happened with my mouse there. What is going, why is it right in that? What are you doing? That's worse than it normally is. Hold on a second. What is this thing doing? This is crazy. All right. Anyway, okay. All right. TradingView. I'm very close to not using TradingView anymore. It was really good, but it's been acting real wonky lately. But anyway, these two candles right here, last week and this week. This is a bullish engulfing candle pattern. The bodies, you know, both are right at the same area, but this green candle, this week's candle, is engulfing this whole previous last week's candle. So as long as this candle can close the week, basically if Bitcoin can close back above 40,000, I mean it could come all the way down and still close at like 38.5 and still be above this. The only problem is this is a huge wick. That's a lot of selling pressure. Pretty hard rejection. But again, the week's not over, so this could easily come back up. So we'll see. You know, it's hard to say right at this moment what is going to happen. There's a lot of craziness everywhere happening. Everything's crazy. All the markets, everybody's crazy. The politicians, the governor, just everything's crazy. But yeah, let's actually look at the month chart. HHTRADER likes to look at the month chart on cryptos, and he's done pretty well with that. idea. Yeah, see on the month chart here, you can really see pretty easy because we're not looking at as many candles, so it's not much as detail. We can see pretty easily that this is a sloping channel. And so far, Bitcoin is holding that sloping channel this week. Let me remove this drawing. You know, it looks like we're coming down. That's a little double top on the month there. But this month, that's another thing. This month candle just started as well. So when looking at the monthly, you know, it won't close until March 31st is over with. And the fact that we're coming down and testing the uptrend now at the beginning of the month, and we haven't even dropped yet. So this would be the biggest thing, I think, right here. These 2 months bodies of these candles, 38.5. That is right on the trend line as well. So 38.5, I'm going to write it on this chart so I don't forget it, so I don't have to come to this conclusion later. Well, I use the text box. I don't know what is going on. And we'll write this note. I should start doing this more often. 38.5. Let's put a comma. So and we'll call this we're going to call this the def line for Bitcoin. All right. And we're even going to put it right here under the candle. So the top of the writing is right there under that bottom, the bottom of those bodies. So that's our def line. If we crack here and we can't hold up like these candles do, or these candles did, I should say, then we could drop all the way down to 25 on Bitcoin. So there it is. But like I said, there are some altcoins. You look at some of these altcoins on the monthly chart. This is GNT, which is popping up today. It's up 22%. That is a pretty bullish uptrend for a monthly chart. You know, it just got bought up, confirmed the bottom of this uptrend, holding above 50 cents. Well, trying to at the moment. Same thing as Golem, another one, GLM, uptrending, up 17% today. I'm going to go back to the daily chart, though. I mean, there's clearly, you know, coins that do not look like they are coming down. Let's see, persistence has been selling off, but persistence hitting a bottom right there at $3 and starting to curl back up. The whole Cosmos ecosystem starting to show some rebound as Atom broke back above $30 the last couple of days, which doesn't surprise me any. It is down right now, back to 30, but 10-day is still above the 50-day and the 200-day moving average, and we're still above the uptrend. So, as I've been saying, some of the market looks really bearish, but then there's altcoins like Cosmos Atom that are extremely bullish or starting to go back bullish. They never really got bearish. They had pullbacks, but it's been the last time we were back down at this trend line. We got close there, which is a week ago, but was back here in July of last year. And I think we're going to see Cosmos hold there. I don't think Atom's going to drop below that. There's too much support on this daily chart. It would take, you know, it could, well, yeah, that's a lot of support. I mean, the 200 is right there. All the EMAs are right there. And the trend's right there. So, and $30 is a nice psychological hold number. So when I see these plays like this, that does not show me in any indication that I should be too concerned about Bitcoin dropping, because Adam doesn't really care, and there's a lot of plays like that. Now, the power, I was holding this play. Oil did skyrocket. Oil was up to 115. We saw a massive rip in the stock market today on a stock called INDO that ran, I don't even know what it closed at, but that thing ran like $40. We've been watching it for weeks. HHTRADER called it out at $4. Oh boy, we both traded that thing, made money on it, but did not hold it for this big rip today. What a rip that was. But anyway, my thoughts on this was that because oil and energy stocks have been ripping, this is like one of the very few energy cryptos, energy projects, even though it is in Australia, but not really getting much of an effect. None of the sentiment from the oil yet. However, the triangle tip is still right here. So as long as it's holding up, which the 200 day is actually below the trend line, but as long as it's holding up on this uptrend, it could come right back up off of it and break through that short-term downtrend. But it's not getting any effects like I thought it might. So I did get out of it at like 53 or something. It was a small loss because I saw it started getting rejected there off that downtrend. But I saw the news last night on Gods Unchained. If you have not seen this, and the Gods token, I think we're going to see a pop on Gods token in the next week. Actually, maybe even this weekend. Maybe by Sunday, Monday, something like that. Reason being is a new NFT set is coming out. Well, technically they're not going to be NFTs until you forge them, but that is only going to further the point that I'm going to show you guys here. And I could be wrong, you know, there's no telling until it happens, but this is my thoughts on this new news of this new set coming out. We already were showing some strength after going and bouncing off of $1. We did get rejected at the 10-day moving average, but we came down to 115 and ended up holding. Right now, in the last couple of days, we've been holding 120, 125. With this new set that is coming out, because it is the core set, and if you haven't seen that announcement yet, I don't even know where it's at. Let me see if I can find it real quick. Oh, I know where I can find it. It's on the Gods Unchained blog. But this core set refresher is going to bring in some hype. Yeah, here it is. And they announced this. I was saying I thought it was going to be this month because of some of the stuff they've been saying in the Discord. It's going to be next week. They're dropping the whole set, going live on the platform next week. Drop bear. I didn't even see that when I originally read that. I was just talking about drop bears the other day. So, but anyway, because this is the core set, to sell any of those cards, you're going to have two of them, and you're going to have Gods token to mint it. And there's supposedly going to be a lot of good cards in this set. And they're even saying some spicy ones. Well, Immutable Clay said there's definitely some spicy new cards. So for people to sell these new cards coming out, they're going to have to mint them in the forge into NFTs. And it's going to require Gods tokens. every time a new set comes out, and this is usually in any TCG, not just a PDE, P2E, like Gods, there's hype. So I think we're going to see people rush to try to get as much stuff as they can on the marketplace, which means they're going to be doing a lot of forging, which means they're going to have to be buying a lot of Gods tokens to fill up the marketplace with this new set of NFTs. So off of that, I believe we're going to see a hype play. Now, it may not send Gods skyrocketing yet or anything like that, but we may see Gods, I'm thinking maybe back up to 250, maybe even 3, as we see this set get closer and closer. And it may have to be after the set comes out, because people forging those cards, they're going to have to win them. Those packs you can't buy. You have to actually play the game and win those core packs and then make them in NFTs. So you're going to have to, really win a lot of games to get enough multiples, especially of the legendaries, to mint them and throw them on there. So I'm sure as well we're going to see some crazy price jumps, or at least cards posted for crazy prices as soon as that set comes out. So it may be like a couple of week thing, but I do think that's going to be a spark in demand for Gods token that we have not had in a while. There's just not been any news, anything really happening. This is going to bring in some volume. It's going to bring in some hype. Because the game just keeps growing and growing in that community. Gods did just crack through 120 as I'm sitting here talking about it. There we go. I'm on the wrong thing. There we go. But still fine. Still holding that trend line. Now, Mike, I don't know if Mike B's in here or not, but Mike B was calling out Safu the other day on the ICO. And shout out to him, because it ICO'd at 55, or actually lower than that. I think it ICO'd at 12. I think they got a cheap price. But when it finally hit the market, it was up to 55, and then skyrocketed over the last couple of days to 160. It has pulled back, so it's testing 100 right now. Did have a really nasty little wick down. But that's why I don't like to mess with these coins that have just come out, because you just never really know. And you can see with these wicks, this has got to have a low supply. So we're going to hop into Safu, see what we can find out about it in just a few minutes. I want to go through a couple of more charts. A couple of different possible plays. CGLD has not made much action in a while. It had cracked below the downtrend. At the moment, it is back above the 10-day moving average. 50's way up here at 318. But that is one that always is very low supply that can get some pops and rips. And like today, it's, what is it, showing 2%. Let's look at it on the hour chart. Yeah, I had about a 40-cent pop today, which is not bad. Showing some buying volume. Look at that nice buying spike that came in. Still seems to be a lot of selling pressure, though, because that was not enough to get it over 3. I'd say if CGLD gets back above 3, that'll be one to watch. Rev, this is one Abdul, was it Abdul I think it was talking about a lot? Now, it doesn't look good overall. It's in this big wedge kind of pointing down and has been on this trend line testing. However, I've just seen multiple commercials today on YouTube about Rev. So Rev is revving up their marketing. See what I did there? That was stupid. But anyway, they are putting out commercials. So that is going to probably bring people into this game. And the commercial looks pretty good. They start off, if you've not seen it, like a little souped up sports car, and the graphics look fantastic. It's like, oh, you can win the NFTs and all of that. So I'd say Rev is going to start getting some attention because of that. I mean, it's almost inevitable. Any race car game players, or race car game players, whatever, racer gamers, I don't know what you'd call that group of gamers, but they will probably want to take a look at it at least. So that's one to keep on watch. It's not on Coinbase yet, but I'm curious to see what's going to happen with all of that PR they're doing. Avalanche still downtrending as well. It's heading right into the tip of this triangle. Did bounce last time off of the uptrend. Actually, I need to straighten this uptrend a little bit. There we go. Sometimes I just throw them on there and they just fit however they fit. But that's more accurate. Actually, I'm going to remove that 65 line. So, hard to say on this which way it's going to go unless we build a higher low and break this downtrend by the 10th or 11th. Because the Avalanche, not only does it have to break the downtrend, it's got to get back above 100 for it to really start moving again. On the daily, though, it's not super. It's like still above the 200-day moving average, just below the 50 and the 10, but holding above the 200 for now. If it can hold here tonight, we may see Avalanche turn around. Yeah, that's at the 200 at $75. So we got a hold number and the 200-day moving average. I'm actually going to move Avalanche up to a higher watch. Whoops. I can get my colors right. There we go. And let's see if any of these other watches are doing anything. So API 3 getting rejected at that downtrend. We got the 50-day here. About 550. But this could be the start of a possible uptrend. Some buying has pushed this little candle up. I don't know. It went on a pretty nice move. So that one may have to pull back some. May have to come all the way down to that 550 before it sees a bounce back up. Because you got this indecision candle followed by this big bear candle, so that doesn't look great. I'm going to keep it on watch, but it may get off my watch list if it cracks. Liquidity, LQTY. This one's been on a little uptrend, and we just had a recent pop up to $4. So another one of those sloping channels. This one's actually got a little bit more of a point to it. But it's holding above the 10-day as of now. EGLD, that doesn't look good. That looks like a head and shoulders pattern. Head, shoulder, shoulder. Probably going to see that crack down to 100. Because what's happening is some of these older projects that haven't advanced, like Cardano is a great example of this. I was so bullish on Cardano. And boy, I'm glad that I did not let that bullishness go to my head, because as soon as Cardano started looking weak and they came out with those contracts and nothing really happened, I was saying it was probably going to crack. Is Cardano even on my list anymore? Let me just sort this by alphabetical order. Should be ADA. Yeah. Like, I was able to catch Cardano and ride this wave up last year But then it started downtrending. About right through here is when I gave up on it. When it couldn't hold $2, I stopped really talking about Cardano. I think the last thing I said was about it. This thing is probably going to eat it because it can't, it's falling behind these other projects. So these older ones like this, they're going to be competing with newer ones. ADA is a blockchain, Cardano, but since it's been dying off, Solana ran all the way to 150 or whatever, and we just looked at Avalanche. It went on a nice, massive run. So I don't think, Cardano can come back from this. And that's actually a sloping channel there as well. I mean, you got the Cosmos ecosystem that's bridging Ethereum and Bitcoin and all these other blockchains together, and Cardano's still, doing whatever they're doing. Not very much, though. So I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. But that's, I don't think Cardano's going to do anything. I mean, maybe it gets back up to like $1.50 or something, but as far as some big explosion, they're falling too behind. I mean, 1 inch. Well, 1 inch is 1 inch a blockchain? I think 1 inch is just a DEX. But you can see where 1 inch actually has been selling off non-stop since they hit Coinbase. Stop calling me. A lot of these DEXs, like Uniswap, that was another one, and this is what I'm talking about too. Not just with the blockchain projects, but even the DEXs. The older DEXs have been losing the hype that they used to have. Uniswap's another perfect example of that. Uniswap, just in May last year, was up at 45, and now it's $8. So is it there better DEXs coming out? There's some really strong support, though, right where Uniswap is at $10, basically. $9.50, something like that, off of that previous wick back there. But still not able to hold. Still crack and blow that at the moment. Readjust these old trend lines. But Uniswap is mainly a swap for Ethereum coins, ERC20 tokens and stuff. And you got to pay Ethereum gas fees. Nobody wants to do that. So that's really hurt Uniswap and these other ones. Although I think Uniswap either has done it or they're working on other chain swaps. But there's a lot of different projects like Atom and Solana that are already doing that. So they're already ahead of Uniswap. And then are on like Cosmos Atom chain is on Atom fees, which are super stupid cheap, and Solana, their fees are stupid cheap too. I'm just looking to see what Shiba doing. Yeah, Shiba's getting close. See, that's the thing. We're almost to the tip of a lot of these triangles. It's almost like, this is kind of what I've been noticing because I do watch all the markets. This is the stock market. So the stock market looks ridiculous and very clearly probably going to dump here soon. I mean, this looks like Mount Kilimanjaro on the SPY here. Like, this was the COVID dip. It wasn't even that big of a dip. So money's been coming out of the stock market constantly since this beginning of this year. And for good reason, because the stock market is overinflated by the feds and all of that jazz. So money's coming out, and we're seeing right now the dollar has been strengthening more and more. Part of this is probably because it strengthened so much against the Russian ruble, but overall the dollar's still in a downtrend and is not worth anything but the paper it is printed on or whatever. And it's going to show. I mean, you guys are already seeing the gas prices, because as inflation hits, along with all the other problems, oil has been going straight up. So we're seeing the money come out of the stock market. Definitely have went into oil. Definitely have started going into gold and silver. Silver breaking out there. Gold's close to breaking 2,000. It's been trying it. But the crypto market has money going into it too. That's another reason why I'm like, because I don't see the crypto market crashing because the U.S. stock market crashes. That just would not make any sense when it's a global market. The crypto market's global. This is the Bitcoin future, but that Dow Jones got way, way, way down there. But because of everything going on, especially all the distrust in governments. I mean, all these governments are trying to stop people from sending money to Russia or Ukraine or whoever, and cryptos. You know, the Canadians were shutting bank accounts down. So all of that stuff happening is more of a reason of why cryptos would more than likely see mass adoption. See, that's down 29%. Well, no wonder that's down 29%. They had a crazy rip the first day it came out on Coinbase. Let me actually go over to Coinbase real quick. Let's see if there's any coins not on my list that's popping up here. And then we'll get into SAFU and check it out. Okay, UPI is not on my list. UPI is up 86%. So 86% runner in the altcoin market. You know, this has been day after day. We're seeing one altcoin at least having a big pop. Let me add UPI to this list so we can look at it. It's probably recently added to Coinbase because I've never seen it before. Yeah, this was recently added. Good Lord. You know, it was added on February 12th, sold off from 16 cents, got all the way down to 5 cents, held 5 cents strong there, and now today get a nice pop up. But 4 cent move, or almost even a 5 cent move on a 5 cent crypto, that's a big move. You know, it's a count doubler. What's going on, Rob? How's it going, buddy? I don't know anything about this coin. Let's go check it out real quick. Pull up CoinGecko. And then we'll also go ahead and get into this SAFU, which is another altcoin that absolutely went crazy. I'm going to find out why UPI might be getting some attention. Hold on, I'm going to need to drink some water to say this. I can't even say it without laughing. I love dogs, so this is just so stupid. Potacol is what this is called. 248 million in circulating supply. They've got half of the supply just about locked up for the founders reserve, developing market rewards and funding. I've got multiple funding rounds. I'm just going to call it UPI. I can't call it. Okay. Potacol is a global online community of pet lovers who aim to disrupt the pet industry by leveraging blockchain technology to monetize data about their pets, improve owners' purchasing experience, and help veterinarians to deliver better care. It is the world's most advanced online pet community combining blockchain, AI, and IoT and technologies to improve the lives of the world's 4+ million pets. You're talking big stuff there. This user-friendly platform will seamlessly integrate into the average pet parent's daily life. Okay, we just got to go see this website. At the name. Why is this ripping right now? And this is not even decentralized. This is a subsidiary of New Waves Holding Corp, which seems to be a German company, is what I'm guessing, because it's on the American OTC markets, which means it's not on the NASDAQ, NYSE, or any of that. It's OTC, so it could be anywhere in the world. But then it says Frankfurt, so I'm assuming this is owned by Germans. But it is not decentralized. Connect, invest, and engage. Mint a unique NFT of your pet. Virtually adopt animal shelters. What? What the hell does that mean? Virtually adopt animal shelters via NFT. What do you mean? How do you adopt an animal shelter? I think I know what they're trying to say, but it's not what it says. It says you will be able to adopt an animal shelter. Unless they're being serious. I mean, how do you... So you got 1,400 people, pre-registered users, and about 1,600 pets. Yeah, please tell me what you do, because I'm having a hard time figuring this one out. Okay. They help. Give users a universal pet income. UPI. Oh, okay. Alright, I like the slap in the face to UBI. That's funny. But this is... I want to say this is a meme token, but they seem to have things going on. I'm a big dog person, but I don't know about all this. As you collect and share, we compensate. So, okay, we already know that. Easily share documents and data. Okay, that is a real use. That makes sense. That's a real world use case right there. You know, being able to have the data on the blockchain for veterinarians, I think, is a pretty good idea. The Miami Animal Clinic is one of their partners. Oh, I thought it was German. This ain't no German company. This is a Florida company. Okay. hard to call. That is definitely something. Alright, well, let's go pull up Safu here. So Tamagotchis and Neopets had a bastard child. Yeah, I guess, man. I don't know. I mean, it seems like they have something going on, but it not being decentralized, it's just, it's some subsidiary of a company. That doesn't really change much. I mean, I guess the technology that they're using is blockchain, but I don't know. I don't foresee that. I don't know. All right, let's see what we got. If we have anything on CoinGecko for Safu. Safu's so new, there may not be anything. No, there's nothing there. Let's try Live Coin Watch. I may have to Google this thing to find its website. If it has one. Oh, there we go. Safu. Okay. What is going on here? There's a total supply. Now this is all funky. So we don't have a circulating supply that it's showing. Showing there's a total supply of 334,000, but then a max supply of 3.2 billion. That's quite a difference. You can get it on Pancake Swap right now. Let's see, we just bought back 190 BNB worth of Safu and burned it in the fire pit. Alright, let's check out what the Safu protocol is all about. So they're going to be doing token buybacks. Can I find your the sell auto liquidity engine worked 100%. Huh. Yeah, let me Google this Safu thing. I don't know why they decided to go with the guy yelling. Holy jeez. 383,000% in fixed APY. Low risk with Safu Insurance Fund. Interest paid every 15 minutes, 96 times a day. Automatic staking and compounding in your wallet. And then this sounds like nonsense. That's insane. That's not. There's no way that's even sustainable. 383%. 383,000%. That's insane. So they're delivering the high industry highest fixed APY with a simple buy and hold earn system. At the end of the year, with $1,000 of USD of Safu invested, you can earn up to 3 million of Safu. When I see these things, It makes me very skeptical. Because, like, oh, if you just put $1,000 in here in our coin, you'll make a $3.8 million by the end of the year. Like, what? So every token holder automatically receives 0.02355% interest just for holding it. Crypto's highest paying auto staking and auto compound protocol. And we already know how crazy that is. And then 2.5% of all soft food traded are burnt in the fire pit. The more that is traded, the more they get put into the fire, causing the fire pit to grow in size, reducing the circulating supply. If you're reducing the circulating supply by burning at the same time while you're gaining this type of crazy interest, how is this sustainable? And achieving long-term sustainability. $5% of all trading fees are stored in the insurance fund. Okay. Offset positive rebased interest printing. God, Jesus, you gotta pay 14% slippage just to buy and then 16% to sell. That's pretty expensive. Cause what is this at? This is at 100 something. Yeah, it's at $100 right now. So you'd be paying $14 just to buy one coin. Oh, they're actually comparing themselves to Titano, so we can see. I've never heard of Libero. That's another crazy one. 14, 16% fees, 13, 18, 15, 25. Rug proof, no minting code, no manual adjusting. So it is not a fork of Titano. Yeah, this is what I want to know. How can you sustain this? Yeah, exactly. So the protocol has an entirely different, more comprehensive mechanism than Titano or Libero or other competitors. Our token supply is far less at only 325,000. Auto burn at 2.5%. Auto LP every 48 hours. And the factor of rebasing at 15-minute intervals provides a more linear progression of sustainability. Market volume will enter revenue into the treasury with that tax, as well as enter that additional 5% into the soft food insurance fund, which more than offsets the daily interest being rewarded. API will be 100% sustained. The more that is traded on the daily basis, the bigger wait. Now, how does that make sense? Now it's saying the bigger the treasury and SIF balance grows, automatically aid with long-term. Because then they just say. Didn't they just say the more that is traded, the more is burned? And now they're saying right here, is it burned into the treasury? No, it's just the tax. This is not making much sense. It was reviewed by Rugdoc. So there's that. As a firm believer in the laws of nature and supply and demand, these scientific things like this, they don't, it breaks those laws, and I don't see that being a good thing, because nothing ever comes out good of breaking the laws of supply and demand, hence the U.S. in the current state that it is in. Oh, okay, they didn't mention this. It's only for the first 12 months that you get the 382%, so 382,000%. So where's the other one? This is a Binance token. It's a BEP20 BEP20 token. See this roadmap. Not a very big roadmap. Okay, here we go, right here. So here's their whole. So there's two big. There's one word in this paragraph right here twice that assumes that the laws of nature of supply and demand are just going to go the way that it wants it to go. So let's assume our pre-launch goes smoothly and our hard cap is reached. Now, I'm pretty sure it went pretty smoothly because it went up to $100, a price. But then, as they're talking about the compounding and what the market cap will go from, they then say that is assuming the token price stays the same at initial market rate only. If we see high market demand from a lot of buyers, we could well see the market cap be a lot higher. However, if you can see it a lot higher, they forgot to mention that you can see it a lot lower. This only works if people buy it. If people do not buy this, then you don't have the numbers that you're mathematically trying to predict the future with. And that's the thing. Human beings are crazy. You ever try to do a head count of some kids at a party or something, like a Halloween party or something like that? My little sister used to have parties all the time. If you have to do a head count with kids, you know how hard it is to make sure that you got the right amount of kids because they run around all crazy. Well, that's the same way retail traders are, and the same way institution heads are. They just run around all crazy. And to assume that this mathematical equation is just going to work out and the market is just going to react how they think it's going to react is a bit yeah, see, even here they're trying to say, nevertheless, the math gives us extremely high probability of Safu being in the top 10. Just because the math gives you that doesn't mean that that's actually going to happen in real life. So there's a whole lot of assumptions being made off of some mathematical equations. And for that reason there, you know, we'll see. If anybody wants to buy $1,000 and call me after a year and tell me that they made $3.8 million off of it, I will be so happy for you that it worked out. But, yeah. I don't know. Let's see, what'd you say? It's space magic? That's the answer to everything? Yeah, don't worry. Yeah, I know soldiers aren't much better with head counting, so you're using, what was you in the Army? You have to correct me. I can't remember. I thought you said the Army. But, yeah, exactly. That's my point. That is exactly the point. You can mathematically add all you want to and do all the equations you want to, but when your equations that you're doing the math for are based on humans, you might as well just throw that calculator out the window. So I don't know. We'll see how this and Titano works out. Let's look at Titano and see what it's done. Has it continued to go up since it came out year to date? Ooh, look at that. That was not safe at all right there. That thing was at 19 cents and dropped all the way down, flash crash to 4 cents. That was the 90-day. So it looks like it came out at 4 cents. Where is it at now? It's at 14 cents. Why'd you keep going to that? Well, so far, Titano has continued to go up. Although it's downtrending. Yeah, I don't know about this. Let's look at this Libero. There it is, Libero Financial with a little Statue of Liberty. This one did go up. Looks like it started out at $1,600. Got up to about 3,000. Oh, no, that's volume. I'm sorry. I'm reading the volume. So it's actually 0.002. And it got up to 1.5 cents, and now it's back to 0.004. And it's downtrending. So, I don't know. We'll see if, I don't know. Because that's the thing. Like, if nobody buys these, if nobody puts money into these, whatever they want to call themselves, then it doesn't matter about the equation. Because all that matters is the demand and the supply. That's all there is to it. If there's more demand than supply, the price goes up. If there's more supply than demand, the price goes down. And these are very high supply. This one's max 5 billion on Libero. These are very high supply, so it's going to take a lot of demand. And they're coming out, well, especially like Safu being $100 right now. Well, Safu's even weirder than those two because Safu, most of its supply is locked up. Which is really, like I said, which now that I'm thinking about it after reading some of that stuff, with that much of the supply locked up, if they don't have that on smart contracts or anything, they could just dump it. They're saying it's rug proof, but when the supply is owned, that was on CoinGecko. Oh no, it wasn't on CoinGecko. Where did I see it? Where was Safu at? I just look over here. Oh, look at the Dex Tools actually gives you. I've never really used Dex Tools. This was because this is a Binance thing. That's why I don't use it. I don't really do much on the Binance chain. But if there's only 333,000 coins out there, and the other, see, that's not even. It just doesn't make sense. None of it makes sense. I'm not feeling this at all. Because the max supply, let me go find this max supply again. Where was it at? I think it was Live Coin Watch I was looking at. You know, so I do these live, and this is the first time I'm seeing them too. So you get my thoughts raw. Sometimes it might sound a little crazy, or I might question myself, but that's part of the research. You gotta question everything. And before I put my money in things, I like to go in fully cocked, knowing that I am not going to get scammed. If there's even a hint of scam. If I smell even the hint of a Cheeto finger with Red Bull droppings on it, even the smallest hint, I'm not getting in that project. That's how I invest, depending on the sense, the smell coming from the project. Okay. I'm getting off track here. All right, so yeah, right here. Max supply is 3 billion, but all of this supply is all locked up, and there's only 330,000 out there. So, you know, if this thing runs to $1,000 or something, and they've got 2 billion locked up or something, if it actually is locked up, and they could just drop it and dump this thing. Like, that is a small circulating supply with a very high max supply. The other two don't even look like that. Libero and Titano, they don't have that big of a difference between the total supply and the max supply. Man, I don't like it. Army. Alright. Okay, just making sure I didn't say the wrong thing. I didn't want to... You come break one off on me for calling you the wrong military. Yeah, there's that UPI. So UPI, good Lord. So the top gainer today is UPI. Is Protocol. Oh God. I hope this is never a top gainer again, so I don't have to say this. Protocol. Not protocol, but protocol. Come on, glitchy. There you go. AVT, not sure what that is. It's up 15%. God, they've added more to Coinbase because I'm not seeing QSP. Well, it never ends. More projects to research. This one's a 5-cent one. What did it come out at? It came out at 7 cents. Was up to 14 cents. And holding 5 cents.
Yeah. So there's a lot of coins I'm going to have to add. And this goes back to what I was saying earlier about older projects going to die off like Cardano because there's just so many projects coming out. Every project can't have $1 trillion market caps or $1 billion market caps. There's too many coins, too many projects out there. Some of these projects are going to have to die. And you know, a lot of these, not necessarily on Coinbase, but a lot of the coins out there, there's a bunch of meme ones, like at Dogelon Mars that we looked at the other day, where I was very highly entertained. Alright, well, I don't know. If you're interested in Safu, check it out. Might be, I don't think is in here. So, might be if you watch this later, let me know what you think, since you were the one who brought it to me, of this analysis of it. Do you think it's safe? You know, how you feeling about it? Because I think you got in from what you were saying. Just let me know down in the comments or in the Discord, which, by the way, if you guys haven't yet, go check out the Discord and the Framework Fortune site. You can find out all about the Framework Fortune blockchain project on there, where we believe in the laws of nature and supply and demand. We don't just mathematically assume a bunch of stuff. The Framework Fortune coin will be completely up to supply and demand. I am not going to interfere with laws of nature. And the project being fully decentralized by phase 3, maybe even phase 2. And Guild of Guardians has been selling off hard since that hit the market. That shot all the way up to $4, down to 43 cents. But that's what there was some hype around this coin, and I was like, or I guess not coin, but this project. And I looked at the project. It wasn't like Gods Unchained, like a traditional looking TCG that people like. They like tried to change the way cards can look as far as a trading card, and I just don't think it caught on, or is going to catch on. There's a lot of downtrends. Let's check real quick. See where Bitcoin and Ethereum at right now. And Bitcoin's almost back up over 39,000 right now. It's just a couple of... Let me see. Let me look on a shorter time frame. That's an ugly curl. I think we're going to see a bounce in the crypto market. I'm not changing. I think we're going to go into, or we're going into, at this point, a hot altcoin market, the start of one. Shiba Inu, that's popped up. That was another one that got dumped. It got pushed all the way up when it hit Coinbase, and then just as went dead. So, you know, this is the type of chart that I would kind of expect to see on Titano and Libero and all those after a while of them trying. You know, there may be some hype come in the beginning, but that happens on every crypto, and not many cryptos rip up from the beginning and continue to rip. They usually are going to have a pullback, some consolidation, unless they're dead like this. I mean, that's just it's just so dead. I can't even see the damn candles down there because of how ridiculous this chart looks. Let's see, you expect crypto to fluctuate a bit during the Ukraine. I've heard a lot of different things, but I don't believe anything I'm hearing. So I don't know what to believe about Ukraine and Russia. Like I've been saying, I think it's not where the... I think it's a, hey, over here, look over here at Russia and Ukraine. Look at this. Oh no, doomsday, World War III, look at this. Because meanwhile, while that's going on, you know, oil is shot up 115 a barrel, which means gas prices are going to go up even more than they already were, which means that every single thing that you buy at the store or online on Amazon, the prices are going to go up because it is going to cost more money to fill up those trucks with gas to move those products around. So we're about to see prices go up on everything. But all that is not happening. Everything that's happening with the stock market and all the futures and the cryptos as well, everything that's happening, well, not the cryptos as well. Cryptos are outside the U.S., so it doesn't really matter as much. But everything that's happening right now, they're not keeping the eye on. You know, they're trying to keep America's attention over there instead of in our own backyard, which is the number one red flag alert for me, is when the media starts yelling something. When they all start yelling the same thing like little crazy pigeons. This is that and this and that. Because they are wrong. Even the weatherman is wrong all the time. You don't know how many times I'm like, oh, watch the weather. Today I'm gonna go out, it's gonna be nice, and then I walk outside and it's pouring rain. So do I trust them? No. Because that lowest of the mainstream media, the weatherman, can't even get it right. Alright guys, I'm gonna call it a day. We'll see what happens. You know, we gotta keep a close eye. If things get real crazy over tomorrow and Sunday, we may do a Sunday recap. If I feel like I need to say, if I feel like there's important things happening. But I think we'll be okay until Monday. I think we're going to see just some bouncing off of these pullbacks we just had. They may not be big bounces right away, but I don't foresee us crashing too hard this weekend. Like, I don't see those support levels cracking. Let's see, where's the NQ at? And then tomorrow until Sunday night, NASDAQ futures are going to be closed, so there's not going to be any stock market movement to correlate with the crypto movement, which could be a good thing. That could be where the rebounds come from. If people have pulled money out of the stock market and they're looking at cryptos, they could be coming in. But yep, that's pretty much it for me, guys. I'm going to call it a day. We'll be back tomorrow around noonish, 1 o'clock, something like that, for the live weekend rank for Gods. And yeah, if you haven't yet, go check out frameworkfortune.com. It's all free. Come join us in the Discord. Appreciate everybody joining me as always. Stay safe out there. Until next time.
This is war with the enemy. Think that it was meant to be. Living in a time where disease is on every screen. I won't let them fester me. I know most are festering. Negativity is a plague for the mentally.